Ethiopian Association. The refugee situation came accidentally. We received a phone call, and people were calling and saying there were some people on Peter Street sleeping. So, like 1 or 2 phone calls came, and I say, well, because I didn't realize in Canada there was such a major crisis. So I was trying to refer them, call the shelter, or do, go here and go there. So I didn't know the severity of the issue. Then 7:30, 8:30, like in the morning, phone calls were coming. So we, from the crisis committee, we went to check 1 or 2 times. We didn't see anyone, but we keep receiving phone calls. So one time, like, we received a phone call, there's a large number of Ethiopians. So I said, what's going on? So when I was like pulling on Peter Street, I see this lady. Where's the lady from Dominion Bank MESERAT? She was wearing Ethiopian scarf. And as I was pulling on Peter Street, I was like really very teary to see this experience. Someone just arrived in this new country where there is great dream and there is great land, to see someone finding themselves on Peter Street. So I was like really very trying to almost not to cry, but I gathered myself and we went over there, and there were about 5 or 6 of them. We didn't know what to do because we didn't have any idea. So we tried to figure out. We took some people in our home, and some of them, they say, no, if we stay here, they're going to, let us in. So this, again, we were receiving phone calls. So it's becoming large numbers of people sleeping on Peter Street. So one time, actually, there were a lot of them. When I pulled up, happened to be somebody else. His name is Ian from QP. That he was pulling up. So we didn't know what to do, because you can't call people and say, what are we going to do? I said, let's take them to the Ethiopian Association. I put in my car, and somebody else had their car, and he called some taxi and some Uber. So we took them to the association. It was like, that's how the whole project started. And then Bruce came. I would like to say, Bruce, really thank you, because, even though, he wasn't really from the same country, but he was, sharing our really struggle and our difficulties. And I was wondering, why is this guy so passionate? He's like Canadian, and I thought he was coming just to, to do some work. But actually, when someone is trying to do it for popularity, and when someone is doing it really from the depth of their heart, you could tell. And Bruce, now I understand why he's passionate, because I didn't know his story before, but he was really a true champion for our struggle. Then a lot of people, we put it in our WhatsApp group, and stories start telling, and it's amazing souls without us calling them. They start gathering. So this whole situation became a full project. And we went to the city. I think Bruce was trying to campaign to the politician. He took us to the city. One time we filled out, the city gallery, and nobody was paying attention to us. Then, except Josh Matlow, we would like to thank you, Councillor Josh Matlow, that he acknowledged us, our existence, even being there, and he brought our question into motion, which later on we heard that it was voted down. But throughout this struggle, that a lot of beautiful souls came together without us calling them, without us knowing who they are. Like there is Zara, there is a lot of people. I can't really zoom. Sorry, okay. So yeah, so this was until midnight. We were really working. But one thing I would like to say is, when you are helping someone, it's not a tiring experience, because you don't have to tell people what to do. They were doing it from their heart. So it was a flow of energy. It was a beautiful synergy working with people. Community members came to give us money. We were flooded with food. We had a large amount of support, even though the city or the government wasn't really came forward, but some community members like Taibu, they came. What I want to say is, like collectively, our good heart could overcome any big mountain than a structure that is really there just for a symbol. It's not really listening to the people. So that is our experience. I think my 3 minutes is over. I would like to thank you.
Okay, I'm back. Thank you all of those. Yeah. Thank you all of those who have opened their hearts, homes, and businesses. You are the architects of the world we yearn to see. A world where communities, faith, and hope stand as pillars against the storms of crisis. So we will hand over the second part to the representatives and updates from the church. I will pass the mic for Minister Ricardo Rose, a community leader, a black activist, humanitarian, and philanthropist from the REVIVALTIME Tabernacle Church.
Thank you, everybody. Great folks here, beautiful faces, nice smiles. This is what we need in the world that we live in. First of all, I want to give thanks to the Ethiopian Association for their efforts to stand up for this cause. Secondly, I want to thank Mr. David Walsh. This gentleman is a great man. He has reached out to me so many times, have helped with produce, link us with the farms in order to give, vegetables and stuff to our community, which I'm thankful for him. Every day I speak about him because I love this gentleman. Thank you. Now, I want to give thanks to all the human beings in this country for standing up. REVIVALTIME Tabernacle has stepped up efforts that we've seen over 600 people come through these doors, in and out. We also got to thank Dominion, thank thank Pilgrimage for having to house so many folks, that's our brothers and sisters, that's laid on the concretes, using a bathroom, eating on the concrete, and to sit on television to watch these folks, it's really heartbreaking. Canada is a great place. It's a great place to start a family. It's a great place to get a good job and enjoy life. And it seems like our folks is not enjoying this because you can feel their pains. You can sit and talk to them, hear what they're going through. But REVIVALTIME has stepped up our efforts to bring back dignity in a lot of these folks that came through our doors. We provide beautiful shelters for them, give them clothing, we're giving them, good food, a sense of love, understanding that you don't have to worry about what color you are. It doesn't matter where you come from, but you're still a human being, and you deserve to be treated as a human being. And so I thank God that they have placed churches and great people around in order to stand up to these efforts when the government has failed us. I want to thank also Alexa. She has been nothing but great from day one. She came in there. I met her one day. Her and I was in the kitchen. What was it, breakfast we were making?
Day one breakfast.
So we're making breakfast for our guests, and her spirit, her vibe, it shed tears in put tears in my eyes to see that there's so much still good human beings around the world, and we need to step up more efforts to touch hearts of people that still surrounds this GTA here in this country. Especially, we have 13 premiers, 10 premiers and 3 electorals, but they all have failed the city. They all have failed humanity, and their history is going to be tainted regardless. Doesn't matter how much they try, but none of them has stepped up and apologized for what they have done to us. Now we should give ourselves an applause to see that we have taken time from our families, taken time from our jobs, to make sure that we don't fail each other. I want to thank all council members, all council leaders. I want to thank all community organizers to step up and stand up for humanity. I'm short with the 3 minutes. Thank you guys.
Thank you so much, Minister Ricardo Rose. That was an awesome update. So now we will continue with Miss Miriam Kutesa,